Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making this beautiful shirt with an elastic back band. Okay, this band is just at the back, this elastic band is just at the back, and the front is a normal back. So if you're a very curvy person and you always notice your pant is gaping at the back, that means it's opening up at the waist of the back, this is the perfect band for you. Okay, so if this looks like what you're interested in, make sure you watch till the end. So I'm going to start drafting this pant pattern from this piece of pattern paper I have here, and I cut it out on the actual size I'm going to be using for the front. Okay, so to get your fold, because I'm pretending this paper is on fold, so to get your fabric fold, all you have to do is to divide your thigh measurement by 2 and add 1 inch, and this is what I have here. This is my thigh measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch. Okay, this is the full paper. My thigh measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch. So if you're working directly on your fabric, for you to fold your fabric and get the accurate fold, just divide your thigh measurement by 2 and then you add 1 inch to it. Okay, so I'm going to start taking the measurement. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is to take the waist measurement. You already know that this line I draw here is going to serve as a guide. So all the measurements I'll be taking from this line. Okay, so from that part I'm going to be taking my crotch measurement, which in this case I'm going to be using 11 inches. Okay, so now this is 11 inches. So this line here is going to be my thigh line. Alright, so I'm going to be taking my thigh measurement divided by 2. So if I take my thigh measurement divided by 2, this is what I have, and I'm going to add 1 inch to it, and then this is what I have, right? So like I said before, to get your fold, just divide your thigh measurement by 2 and add 1 inch to it. Okay, so now this is my thigh line. Alright, so from there I'm going to go up by 2.5 or 2 inches depending on the length and the size of the client you're making this for. Now I went up by 2.5 inches, and on that line I'm going to take my hip measurement. Okay, so this line is my thigh line. Let me label this the thigh. Okay, this is my thigh line, and this line here is my hip line. Okay, so you're going to divide your hip measurement by 4. Alright, notice I divided my thigh measurement by 2. Now I'm going to be dividing my hip measurement by 4. Okay, and when I divide my hip measurement by 4, this is what I have. Alright, this is what I have, and I'm going to be adding 1 inch to it. Alright, so this is what I have. I'm going to also draw a straight line here, and that line will be my hip line. Okay, so now this is my hip. Let me label this hip. Okay, now this is my hip. Now that hip line, whatever I have from here to here, which is when I divided my hip measurement by 4. Okay, so whatever I have after dividing my hip measurement by 4 and adding 1 inch, I'm going to take that same measurement to the waist measurement. Okay, I'm going to input that same measurement on the waist measurement, so I can get a straight line on the crotch line. Okay, so now I'm going to connect that line straight. Alright, note I'm using the hip line to connect the crotch straight to the thigh line. Okay, like what you're seeing me doing. Alright, so this is my crotch line. Okay, so from there now I'm going to be taking my waistline. Alright, note that when I was taking all this line, I was going from the out seam to the in seam. This is the in seam measurement, and this is the out seam measurement. So now that I want to take my waist measurement, I'm going to be taking the measurement from the in seam measurement towards the out seam, so that we can connect the hip line. Okay, so now you're going to divide your waist as well by 4. Alright, remember we divided our thigh by 2, our hip by 4, and then you're going to also divide your waist by 4. Okay, so when I divided my waist measurement by 4, this is what I have. Okay, I'm going to place the measurement I have here, then I'm going to add 1 inch to it as well. Okay, I'm going to add 1 inch to it as well, like this here. Okay, so now this is my waistline. So after getting this, I'm going to go ahead now and connect back to the hip line. So I'm going to connect from that waistline back to the hip line. Alright, so this is what we have. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take the full length of this pant. This is a short. Okay, this is a short, so I'm going to go ahead and take the full length, and the full length of the short I'm working with is 22 inches. All right, 22 inches minus the 2 inches band we are going to be adding, equal to 20 inches, right? Then I'm going to add 2 inches for the folding allowance, so we're bringing it back at 22 inches. Okay, I hope you understand this. You're going to minus the band you are going to be adding. You're going to minus the band you're going to be adding for this pant, and then you're going to add, if the band you're adding is 1.5, then you're going to minus 1.5 band. If the band you're adding is 3 inches, then you're going to minus 3 inches band. Okay, and if you want your folding allowance to be very tiny, you want it to be 1 inch, just add 1 inch for the folding allowance. Okay, so now that we have gotten this, I'm going to go ahead and get this midpoint of this pants. Okay, to get your midpoint, just take whatever measurement you have on your thigh, divide it by 2. Okay, whatever measurement you have on your thigh, divide it by 2, and whatever the half measurement is, that part will be your center. Okay, the midpoint of the pant. All right, take that same measurement and place it on the hem of the pant, and then connect with a straight line. Okay, now you've gotten yourself the midpoint of your pant. Okay, now that we've gotten the midpoint, what I'm going to go ahead to do now is to take my lap measurement. Okay, we're going to take my lap measurement, which is 26 inches. All right, now 26 inches, we are going to divide it by 2. We're going to divide 26 inches by 2, which is going to give us 30 inches, right? So I'm going to divide that, which is going to give us 13 inches. So I'm going to divide that 13 inches by 2 again, like this. Divide the 13 inches by 2, then you place it like this. Okay, now you're still going to input your complete 13 inches, but you're going to give half of the 13 inches to the part going to the inseam and the other half to the part going to the outseam, just the way you see me doing like this. Just give half of the 13 inches to both parts. Okay, I'm going to explain this side again. Divide your lap measurement by 2. Okay, that whatever you have is what you're going to place in on your hem here. This is, let's call this the knee line, because this is a short. If you're making a pant, just get your waist to your knee line. That is how you are going to get whatever we are doing here. But because this is a short, let's call this our knee line, right? So you're going to divide whatever you have there by 2. All right, if you divide it by 2, that is what you're going to place there, but you're going to place half of that result to one side, which is the part going to the inseam, and the other half to the part going to the outseam. Okay, I hope you understand this. So after you get this, what you're going to do is to connect. All right, connect from the tip of your thigh to the end, as you can see me doing. Also connect from this part to that measurement. Okay, so this is what we have. All right, so the next thing we are going to do now is to get the curve here. You're going to get the curve here, and to get the curve from this angle here, from this 90-degree angle here, you're going to go up by 1.5, then you connect from there. All right, so just go ahead, just for you to get a good angle, go ahead and connect this curve here. Okay, so I'm going to try to use this. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to make it more visible with my marker. Okay, So this is what we have. All right, this is what we have. Okay, so this is what we have for the front part of this pant. All right, so the last thing I'm going to be doing is on the waistline here. You know, our front waist straight is not always like this straight. It has a little bit of curve, right? So I'm going to come down on this part, the center part, by 0.5 inches. By 0.5 inches. Then I'm going to connect it to the tip of the waist here. Okay, just to give it a slight curve. Okay, so this is what we have, just to give it a very light curve. Okay, so this is what we have. Now this is the front, and I'm going to go ahead now and cut out. So for the back part, all I went ahead to do is to introduce a new piece of pattern paper, which is relatively wider and longer than the front. Okay, so for this I placed my front on top of the back, making sure I leave some space on the both sides and also on top of it, because you already know by now that pants is not equal for the front and the back while cutting. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead to do now is on both sides I'm going to add 1 inch, and on the crotch here, remember that this is the thigh line, I'm going to be adding 1.5. Then the rest of the body I'm going to be adding 1 inch. Okay, so for this part as well, I'm going to be adding 1 inch from the hip line down to the hem, as you can see me doing, which will total it up to 2 inches on the down part. And then for here, I'm going to be taking this 1 inch on the hip line. I'm going to be taking this 1 inch straight up to the waist. Okay, this is because the type of pants you are making now is the one that has an elastic at the back, and at the front a normal band. Okay, so this pant has a normal band at the front and it has an elastic at the back. This is the best pant for women, okay, especially when you are making this pant for somebody who is not in your location, and the pant is not a corporate pant, because if you are going to be using this pant for an office work, it's better you just make everything band. But if you're just making a casual pant for women, especially ones those that are not in your area, especially if you want to be webilling this pant, then this is the best method you can use, so that no matter what the case is, it will not be having a waist problem. Okay, so elastic at the back part and then normal band at the front. This is going to help tighten up the back and make the waist fit even more. Okay, so we are going to be taking this measurement straight up to make sure the back is wide, and then on the midpoint here, which is the crotch line, we are also going to be adding 1 inch on the back. Okay, then on the back side, on this center mid back side, we are going to be adding 1.5 inches to the height. Okay, to make sure that the back is longer than the front by 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and connect all these lines. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, when I connected everything, I'm going to go over this back again. Now here, from the hip line down, we added 1 inch. Then on this crotch, we added 1.5, and on the other parts down, if you're making a pant, you also go a long pant, you're also going to add 1 inch down. Okay, now I connected. Then on this flap line, I also added 1 inch measurement. I also added 1 inch here. Then on the upper part, which on the midpoint of the back, I extended the back, the length of the back by 1.5 inches. This is what you see. Then I connected it back to the waist, because no matter what you're doing, the waist is supposed to be equal. This is the shaping side, so that when you shape, these two sides are going to be equal. Okay, it's only on the center back that the back is supposed to be longer than the front. Okay, now because of the type of pants we are making, we decided to take it straight from the hip line here, so that we have enough room for the elastic to gather. Right, we have enough room. But if you are making a normal pant, a band pant, what you are going to do is, as you added 1 inch, you are going to add 1 inch till you get to the waistline. I hope you understand this. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut out. So now we're just going to go ahead and cut out on our actual fabric. So I have this fabric folded into two, okay, and I placed my front. This is the front part of the pants, and I'm going to just go ahead and trace everything out. Remember that when we are cutting, we already added our stitching allowance when we are adding 1 inch on both the hip and the thigh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and trace out exactly what we have here. So now we are done. We are done cutting. This is the back, this is the front, the pocket, and the zipper pieces. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the front ready, fix my pocket, put my zipper. I already have videos on how to do that on my channel. I'm going to link everything down in the description box below. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare all the things I need. Then I'll show you how to attach the elastic at the back, which is the main reason why we are having this tutorial. Okay, so if you want to know how to do the rest of the things, fix zipper or fix your pocket, then I will link everything down in the description box. Just go ahead and check it out. Okay, what we have after we are done. So this is what we have after we are done fixing the zipper for the front and also the pocket. Like I said, check the description box if you don't know how to do all these things. I have videos linked there, so you can go there and check it out. Okay, so this is the back part. I went ahead to join the center. As you can see, I went ahead to join the back part. This is what we have. Okay, so like I said before, the back is going to be having an elastic, and this is a 2 inches elastic that I'm going to be using for the back. Okay, this is elastic I'm going to be using for the back. This is what it looks like. So what I'm going to go ahead to do now is to cut a band. Okay, so you are going to be using your piece of fabric to cut out 2.5 inches band on fold. Okay, that 1/2 inch is the allowance you are going to be using to attach it on your fabric. Okay, so the band should be 2 inches band on fold, 2.5 inches. Okay, if you have 2 inches for the band, and then the 1/2 inch you're going to use it to join. Okay, and you're going to make sure that the band length is exactly the same length with your back. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to go ahead and cut out this band. Okay, so this is the band we have. This is what we have for the band at the back. Okay, this is the back band. So what I'm going to go ahead to do now is to fix this band inside. Okay, we are going to fix this band inside like this. All right, you're going to encase this band. When you sew here, you're going to start sewing here. Okay, making sure that it's not touching the band. But first of all, you're going to hold the band here so that while you draw it inside, it's not going to go inside. Okay, you're going to hold it here, then you're going to shift it inside and just sew closest to the band, making sure it's not touching the band. Because once you sew the band together with the once you sew the elastic together with the band, it's going to be difficult to draw. It's not going to be drawing again when you want to draw it. Okay, so you are going to fold your band into two, making sure you are avoiding touching the elastic on the side here. You are going to sew the elastic with the band here. All right, then you're going to start sewing here, making sure you are not touching the elastic till you get to the other part. Then you're going to be drawing the elastic till you get to the other part. Okay, at the end of the day, this is what you are going to have. Okay, and you see, then after that you are going to draw the band still and then match at the center just to hold the band in place. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and I'm going to do that. Right, so this is what it looks like after we are done. Can you see? This is what it looks like after we are done. So the next thing we are going to do now is to attach this. Okay, we are going to use that 0.5 inches remaining, as you can see, to attach it to your pants. Okay, once you attach it, it's going to like draw your pants together. So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and I'm going to attach this using 0.5 inches. Now that the back is all done, the back part is all done, this is what it looks like. So we are going to start working on the front. Okay, the front has a regular band, so what you are going to do now is to cut out that same measurement you use for the back, 2 inches, but you're going to cut it 2.5 inches on fold. Okay, you're going to cut it on fold here 2.5 inches, because we are still going to be using half of an inch to join the band to the actual fabric. So what I did is cut out band that is going to be enough for the both sides. Okay, remember it's going to be 2 pieces band because it's 2 different sides. Okay, so you're going to cut out a band like this, like what I have here, and you're going to interface it. Okay, I like using the medium gum stay to interface mine. Just interface it with a medium gum stay and then we'll continue from there. So when I was done, this is what it looks like. Like I said, I interfaced it, then I folded one part with 0.5 inches and folded it in like this, leaving the other part 0.5 inches, because that is what we are going to be using to sew, to join this band to the actual waist. Okay, so this is it. What I'm going to go ahead to do now is to go over to my sewing machine and I'm going to go ahead to attach this. Okay, using that 0.5 inches, also leaving some things at the mouth, as you can see the way I started this, so that you are going to turn it to the other side, join it, close it up, and then turn it up and finish up the band. Okay, I hope you understand this. So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and do that. I'm going to sew here. Also at this part, I'm also going to sew here with 0.5 inches. Okay, so when we return, I'm going to show us how to finish this up. So when I was done joining, I folded this one on the wrong part to finish up the edge here. So I'm going to turn it now. Okay, so can you see? This is what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay, so now what we are going to go ahead to do now is to shape. Okay, we are going to bring in the back part and then shape. All right, so this is what we have. We are going to bring in the back part like this, and then have you seen, this is the folding, right, the place we ironed, and this is the tip of the band of the back. Okay, so just place it, look closely to see how I'm doing this. Place this one exactly on the fold so that they are equal when you turn. Place it like this, and then you bring this one to the front because you want to have a neat finishing at the side here. Okay, so you are going to use this one to turn it, the band of the front, to turn it, and whatever you are doing, make sure that this band is covered like this. All right, and make sure that this one is also placed in. Okay, so now you are going to place the two of them together and you are going to sew from here down to the hem of the pant. Okay, you're going to sew down to the hem of the pant. You're going to do the exact same thing for this side as well. All right, okay, and you're going to sew down to the hem of the pant as well. All right, I hope you understand this. Just place this like this, the back, this is the back, place it on the front like this, using the one side of the front to flip it. Okay, just so we have a neat finishing. Then you're just going to sew it down to the hem of the pants. All right, so I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and do that. So when you are done shaping, this is what it's going to look like. So just go ahead and flip the band this way. Okay, so now this is what we have. Now this is where you have to do your finishing on the band. All right, just go ahead, place the band like this and just finish it. Okay, do the exact same thing for this side and we are through. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off this band. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish off this band, then we show us the final look. Okay, so also go ahead and finish off the other parts. All right, fold the down parts, shape, and then through. All right, so let me go ahead now and finish up the band. So this is what we have after we are done. Can you see how beautiful this looks? Okay, so if you're still watching, thank you very much for sticking by, and if you're yet to subscribe, please consider hitting the subscribe button and also turn on your post notification if you are yet to do so. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Bye.